Okay. We are live. Welcome to Bears Banter. This is week number 2. Chicago Bears against the New York Giants. And I got today with me Guy Moore, Jay Beasley, and Tammy had some technical difficulties, so she may join us a little later on. That game there, wow. Oh man, I'm kind of speechless with that game. It started out like the Bears was gonna kill them. Then it just went straight downhill. I mean, that was a stinker, really. What's your opinion on that game, guy?
Well, see, first of all, I mean, just like we talked about, it's a tale of two halves. The difference between great teams and good teams was Saquon Barkley went out, and like I said, prayers up for that brother, man. Looks like he tore an ACL. The difference between a great team and a great team would see a guy like Saquon Barkley go out there like, okay, he out. We about to jam these fools. And they just play balls to the wall. A decent team would just kind of revel in the fact that their top players out and they take their foot off the gas. And as you see how momentum goes, as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's really difficult to just get back on. And they from that point on, they went from playing great to just ugh.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Jay? What did you overall think about that game?
Again, it was a tale of two halves. A tale of two halves. First half, they actually played great. But that second half just really leaves something to be desired. And like guys say, once you got a team that you got them down, you got to step on their neck and continue to push through. And the Bears didn't do that today. Not at all. Not at all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, yeah, this is kind of what you saw last week, but in reverse. You
Yep.
saw
Absolutely.
the Bears play 3 quarters that were not too good, and then they played good in the fourth quarter. What you seen today was the pregame plan, the pre-scripted plays worked, drove down the field, first possession, scored, uh, scored again. I believe it was 10-0 at first end of the first quarter. You get a score, 7 more points in the second quarter. But even in that second quarter, it was kind of uneven play. It was times in that game in the second quarter you could kind of see that the game was kind of like slipping away from them. Not anything particular that Giants was doing. It
Right.
was like inconsistent running. That's why I think when Montgomery was out for a little while, and it kind of seemed like when Saquon went down, the Bears kind of just let their foot off the pedal and
Mm-hmm.
just started playing. Yeah, Hey, Jay, what's your opinion on that as far as that synopsis?
Well, again, like I say, it was a tale of two halves. First half they came out. I want to say that first drive in the first quarter was 12 plays for almost 8 minutes, and they scored the touchdown. And then Robert Quinn made his presence felt in his first play for the Chicago Bears. You get the strip sack, then you come back and you get the field goal. Now you up 10-0. Um, and it's one of them things where, like I say, they came out and did their thing in the first half. I believe Mitch was 8 of 10 or 8 of 12 or something like that during that span. But
Yeah.
if you want to be a winner, if you want to be a contender, you got to be able to put teams like this away, especially when you got star players that get injured. Players that get injured, you need to be able to put these teams away. And like I say, fortunately, we won the game today, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all.
Yeah, not at all. What about you, guy?
You know what? I'll say this for a lot of people that's just casual football watchers and just haven't played or don't understand it. Uh, when you just say, for instance, this wasn't an instance, but it's kind of similar. Say you up 40-0. If you want to show another team that you're not running up the score, you put your B squad in. But when your B squad comes in, they play like Super Bowl ball, and it's their job to stop. So when people see them run up scores, you can't really say they're doing it on purpose, because what happens is you have to play the same way from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, and this is indicative of that. It seemed like as soon as Saquon Barkley went down, and then who's receiving for the Giants that messed up his foot or whatever it was, they got like their two top
Sterling
guys
Shepard.
are out. Yep, Shepard. Yep, and as soon as those two guys came out, it was almost like everybody's like, "Oh, okay, we got this, we good." They played totally different. I mean, and I would think that from a personnel standpoint, the one thing I would have wanted to put on the bulletin board is quarterback was like number 2 in the number turnovers, and dude started looking like a Hall of Fame quarterback after that. And it wasn't that he was doing anything spectacular, which is basic ass football, but the Bears were getting to the place where the momentum was going against them and their pressure. And a key sequence in the fourth quarter, and I can't even remember it, I have to go back to the tape, but they showed a close up of one of the defenders. Hey, Tammy.
Hey,
Hey, Tammy.
They showed
my
one of
message
the.
is delayed for some reason. I don't know why, because like something failed and it didn't go through. And I was like, where's the link? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
we
you know what?
first question. Go on, continue, guy.
Oh, but they showed a picture of one of the Bears defenders, like a close up of his helmet. He looked gassed. Jay just basically capitalized on that earlier before we were talking about it, how guys are really getting gassed, and this was indicative of that, man. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the next question. Was this a good win for the Bears? Or you want to start, Tammy?
It was just a win.
Just to win.
It was just
I
a
agree.
it was just a lucky win. Like I was optimistic. I was happy. First half, I was feeling good. I was like, "Oh, they are looking good." I was like, "Wait, this gonna be more like the score guy said than the score that I said." Maybe I
Yep,
underestimated.
that's what I said.
I was like, maybe I underestimated them. I don't know what happened in the second half, but it just completely fell apart. And I was like, what is this crap? I was like, they're gonna have me cussing like my granddaddy. But it was just a win. And like last week, like they said, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win.
Yeah.
They got through it.
Yeah, they got through it.
And they shouldn't have. They let them stick around way too long.
Right. What do you think, guy? Was it a good win?
A W's a W, man. Don't matter if you win by 40 or win by 2, man. That's something to grow on, at least from a psyche standpoint. They can kind of go back in the locker room and say, we played like crap, but we got a W. But if they're true professionals, guys who really care about their craft, guys who are out there going, they'll take this and go into this game with Atlanta and look at some of their highlights and see what they were able to do and say, okay, this is what we need to do to contain them on defense, our defensive side. This is how we can capitalize on scores. But back into what Jay was saying, it's like you can have a great game plan and all that, but this conditioning is basically just throughout the league. You can see the difference. It's like it's going to be interesting, but I'll take it, man. A win's a win.
Okay. What's your opinion, Jay? Was this a good win?
Any win in the NFL is a good win.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as fans, we look at it like, okay, yeah, they won. Was it a good win? No. But any win in the NFL is a good win. And it's a conference win, which we need to keep in mind as we try to move forward. Because the bottom line is, and the goal is always trying to win in the conference.
Yeah.
And Green Bay won today. The Vikings lost today. Detroit lost today. So now we sitting on top in the NFC North, 2-0 with the Green Bay Packers. Is it a good win? Nah. But a good win in the NFL, or a win in the NFL is a good win. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Would have been a better day if Green Bay would have lost.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, that would have been nice. But we got a long way to go.
I thought it
Man,
was a win is a win in the NFL. Was it a good win? I would say no. From a fan perspective, no, because it was one of those wins where you kind of feel slimy. Like, oh man, But in the NFL, every win counts. And what I did not like in this win is a game. You want to carry momentum to the next game at the end of a game. And
agreed.
what the Bears actually did was carry poor momentum into the game because they really didn't do much the whole second quarter. They got the last drive, I think, or next to the last drive. They started running the ball with Montgomery was making some positive yards, uh, but it wasn't much you could take from the halftime going forward as part of a good win. Let's go to the next question, which is how did our favorite guy, how did Mitch Trubisky look today? And it's two questions. I missed the pronunciation. What was the play call? How was the play calling? You want to start off, guy? How did Mitch look today? You want me to give you some stats I have in front of me before you jump into that.
Okay.
Um, Mitch was 20 for 36, a QBR of 78, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
He was, you know what?
Pardon me?
3 sacks.
Yeah, I think he was sacked about 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, Tammy. Good point. We'll talk about that in a minute.
You know what? I'll probably overall maybe give him maybe a C minus. And the only reason why is he started out pretty good. That nice little route that he threw the touchdown for the first quarter, whatever it was, I kind of liked it. But you know, we talked about the interceptions. One was stupid. The second one was just a great play. But the problem I had with the play calling is, especially more so in the fourth quarter, when I was telling you, like when they went up and missed the field goal. Prior to that, got a penalty. We're 1st and 25. They get a ball to Montgomery. He runs off like 22, 23 yards, and they go up, and then now you're 3rd and 9 or what have you. You either gonna hit the field goal or you're not. My thing is run the ball, but he goes and drops back, and they tackle him at the line of scrimmage. He was okay. It's almost like you say it's a reverse of last week. I mean, he started out real good. At the end, it was kind of spotty. So I'm saying C minus.
C minus. Okay. What? You up, Jay?
I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C. I actually think he played pretty well today. He actually pulled the ball down and ran a couple of times. He actually called his own number a couple of times. His stats would probably look a lot better had Anthony Miller not dropped that touchdown pass in the second quarter.
Yeah.
But overall, his decision making was okay today. It was okay. He had a couple of floaters out there, but I understand that it was kind of windy at Soldier Field today because he didn't have no crisp spirals. But they made the balls made their way to the receivers, so I can give him that. So I'll give him a C. He had 4 carries, 16 yards, 18 to 28 for 190. The 2 interceptions was bad. One of them was a force. The other one was just a good play. So yeah, I give him a C. We still got a long way to go. Unfortunately, this is 4th year. We still talking about the same thing. But again, I'll take it. I'll take it for right now. For what, like I said, we still got. This is the 2nd game of the season with no preseason. So I'll take it. I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C.
You give him a C? Okay. What about you, Tammy? The question is.
I would give him a C too, because I thought he played like pretty well in the first half, and the first drive. The first possession, Bernard, I messaged you. I was like, "Oh my God, that was beautiful." I was like so geek thinking this was like going to be like a beautiful game, but it wasn't quite beautiful. And then the pass that was dropped in the interception in the end zone should have been caught. Like that wasn't on him. That was a perfectly thrown ball. So
Couldn't put it
I
no better.
I was like, I
Yeah.
agree with Jay. Like he should have had another touchdown. That should have been good. And he was moving the ball pretty good, passing it and moving. Like he had a little bit of legs up under him. So I was like a little surprised. So I was like, maybe, not bad. So I would give him a C. I think he could, but he probably would have got better if they wouldn't have completely fell apart in the second half. But the first half, he was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as myself, I thought Jay looked real sharp the first quarter. Second quarter, he started out pretty sharp. Then I noticed Jay start. No, Jay. I'm saying Jay. I'm thinking about Jay Cutler. No, I meant Mitch. Mitch, at some point in the second quarter, going into the third, he started throwing off his back feet again, or he started drifting back. And matter of fact, me and Tammy messaged each other a few times when they started throwing a couple of complete passes. I said, "Look at him, Tammy. He's leaning back, throwing off his back foot again." So right through that phase, they kind of had that time where it was kind of inaccurate, right? Where he missed a couple of throws and nothing really was happening. But what we need from Mitch as far as a quarterback is you need 4 quarters, regardless. It wasn't a bad game. It was a decent game. I know he had 2 interceptions, but I think one of the balls were tipped. He probably should have not thrown that ball because he was not open. As far as the play calling was good the first 2 quarters. Third and fourth quarter, it sucked. You go through a game that you up 17-0 at halftime, a team that you're pushing off the line of scrimmage, and you still end up with the end of the game with only 17 points. Yeah, that's not. I give the offense. I give them a C plus today.
And just to piggyback off what Tammy said, when she said that Mitch took 3 sacks, he took 3 avoidable sacks. Those sacks that he took could have been avoided, because the bottom line is all you gotta do is get rid of the ball. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of the ball. It was at one point in the first quarter where he had an incompletion where he was trying to go down the field. He had the rookie Darnell Mooney coming right across the middle, right in front of his face. Yes. And it might have been a 5-yard completion, but with Mooney's speed, he could have maybe broke a tackle and made a big play, but he went down the field instead of taking what the defense was giving him, and he wound up throwing an incompletion. So Mitch still got to learn, unfortunately. Yeah, just take what the defense gives you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, Jay, we're getting a little drifting in your sound just a little bit here and there. Okay. But on this particular next question is, how did the Bears defense look today? And how do you grade them? What about you, Tammy?
First half, I think the defense was great. They were stopping them. They looked confident. They seemed solid. Second half, they just fell apart and let the Giants get some confidence. And I was like, what? Why? Why are you letting them move the ball? The first, the Giants were kind of looking, lost, and like this was gonna be an easy win. I was like, man, they are gonna get 34. And I said the Giants might be lucky if they get 10, but they let them get some confidence somewhere, because they let them start completing passes. They let them get back into the game. They let them believe that they could win. So first half, I would have gave the defense a B, but I'll give them a C or a C plus, because they didn't stop them in the second half at all.
Okay. Hey Jay, you up next. How did the Bears defense look today, and how do you grade them?
I thought the defense looked well, especially in the first half. We can actually see that the addition of Robert Quinn with Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks with a pass rush That can be really, really lethal. So I thought that was good. Like I said, Robert Quinn made his presence felt in the first quarter with the strip sack. You know what my problem is right now with our defense? Our inside linebackers are not showing up.
Yeah.
Danny Trevathan, oh buddy boy, don't make me feel like they made a mistake and let Nick Kwiatkowski go and re-sign you, because right now, looking at the stat sheet, you didn't have not one tackle the entire game. And as a middle linebacker, that's not good.
No.
So to give them a grade, I thought the secondary played well. I really did. They was aggressive. Deion Bush came in the first play that he was on the field. They decided to test him. He got an interception, so that was good. Jalen Johnson is going to be a star. He played really, really well today. Kyle Fuller, who he is. Eddie Jackson had the interception today. Unfortunately, he came up just a hair too soon on the pass breakup for the interception, which he ran back for a touchdown. But overall, I would give the Bears defense overall for the game, I'll give them a B minus.
Okay, B minus. Okay. I didn't get you yet, did I, guy?
Nah, I give him a B. You know, believe it or not, you're gonna laugh, but you know who my player of the game is on defense? Your boy Massey. Wanna know why? 4th and 1, that tip pass that he caught on 4th and 1 that Trubisky threw and got us that first down just on that. I mean, the guys played pretty decent first half. Second half, they played spotty, but you got to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is irrelevant that they played the Giants. They only gave up 13 points to an NFL team. Defense, that's got to say something. Jackson did his thing. Screen did his thing. Fuller was Fuller. Khalil Mack got in one, but your boy Trevathan could be like a Jeopardy question. It's like, okay, the category is Trevathan. You'd answer the question like, does he play tennis? I have 2 games. I have not heard his name called once. And that can't happen with these guys, man. This dude's supposed to be a stud, man. But the interesting part about it is I will give them a B. I'll definitely give them a B because as gas as they were, they played kind of spotty. But you also got to remember is I have this saying, you got a cat trapped in a corner with broken hands, you still don't give him a handgun. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
New York was defeated. New York was defeated, but their whole mindset, instead of putting their heads down, their mindset was like, we ain't got nothing to lose. We supposed to get beat. Let's just go out here and do this thing. And them dudes look like doggone, almost like the Patriots for a minute. The old Patriots, that is. But I give them a B.
Right. Did I get you, Tammy, on the defense?
Yeah, I said a C plus. I was gonna get them a B, but that second half, they just like hurt my heart.
Okay. I give them I'm gonna give them a B minus. The pass rush looked good early on. Robert Quinn looked great originally. They had a couple of sacks. Quarterback was under pressure. They was doing a pretty good job at the running game. I think they had 2 interceptions, something like that. And then
yeah, 4 sacks.
The offense stopped moving the ball, which kind of led to the defense being on the field a lot. But you know what is troubling about the Bears in these last 2 games is giving up drives in that last drive. They allowed 2 teams back-to-back weeks to now get within scoring range.
That's 3 times.
3, yeah. So that's troubling. But you know what? Also, I want to mention anybody who want to join in down in the comments. Click in that link that I put down there. Hey, I want to go over the some scores that we had right quick. Let me share my screen. Where are we at? Right there.
And while you're doing that, not to mention, the Bears did give up an 11-play, 95-yard drive again today.
Yeah, that's 3 times. And we lead the league in the most 95-yard drives, and that's definitely not good.
Yes.
No, that's not good at all. screen acting funny there. But you know what? I'll have to bring that up on the screen. What I did see is this was the scores we had. Tammy actually was the closest.
Yep.
Tammy had her pregame prediction 17-10. Jay had 27-10. Guy had 34-14, which that was looking like after the first quarter, that was going to be a possibility.
Yeah, but if ands and buts was candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day.
Right. I hit the game 27-17. Trig, who got on the call with us on Friday, he had the game 14-10. And Robert had the game 24-10. I'm about to add James to the broadcast to give it. Hey, James, welcome to the broadcast. Don't watch it on your screen because watch it on the broadcast because you're going to see a delay. So if you're looking at it Facebook, you got a delay going on.
Oh, you got the stogie going too.
Yeah, you got the stogie going. Yeah, he probably don't realize he's live because he's looking at it on Facebook. Hey, James, what's your opinion about the Bears game today? Get a little closer.
I think Mitch still need a little more. I think Mitch Trubisky still needs a little more work. They should have that score should have been higher than 13-17. They missed some opportunities on some plays, and we can't wait to the fourth quarter to make a turnaround. I mean, the first half was pretty good, but at best he's still a subpar quarterback.
That's right. That's right. So what you're saying is what you're still not seeing from him is consistency. I think he's looking at the live broadcast.
Game, man. I think we need just sorry.
Right.
Yeah, Yeah, basically he's not consistent. I mean, he had a good game today. But once again, this is against the Giants, who this ain't the team. So they're I'm not saying they're a buster team, but they went much better than the Detroit Lions.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks, James, for joining.
Good take. Good take.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know what? I tell y'all, I appreciate you guys. I also appreciate the people that come in and call, because something you get to see is outside of this whole getting commentary from people that's making all this money. We doing it on our own, and we got people coming in. You're starting to realize that you got some real Bears fans that actually know what the hell they talking about.
Right.
So I know it's all good.
I know that's right. Because I've always said, I love the Bears. I will speak the truth. If you're bad, you're bad. If you're good, you're good. And I'm going to speak the truth.
Right.
I'll speak the truth, but if it's to a Green Bay fan, I'm talking smack no matter what.
Well, that's the law. That's the law.
Right. So, okay, how do you grade the coaching today? I'll start this one off. The coaching defensively, like I said, I gave it a B. Offensively, it's a C. Coaching overall today, I'm going to give them a C. Because they almost blew this game, really. This was a game that should have been. This game should have been over at halftime. They was up 17-0 and didn't even score again the rest of the game from a team that your offensive line was clearly blowing off the ball. And so you have to be a little bit more calling the game situation that's in front of you. Okay, what's your opinion on that, Jay?
I totally agree with you, absolutely. You got to call the game that's in front of you. And the bottom line is the running game was working today. And in order for you to salt a game away like this, that's what you need to do. In the second half, when they came out of the locker room at 17-0, the Giants should have never been in this game. They should have never been in this game. And that's coaching. That's coaching. Like I say, I give the defense a B today. I think I said a B minus or a B plus. So I know I gave him a B. I don't know if it was on the minus side or the plus side. But They played well, but the offense, again, that's what it's going to all boil down to. That's what it's going to all boil down to. And you got to be able to put teams away when you got them down 17-0. And they had them down 17-0 to almost the end of the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. What about you,
Mm-hmm.
Tammy?
I'm gonna give them a C minus. Like I said, the first half of the game, I was like feeling geeked and I was happy. Second half of the game, they completely fell apart. They were doing better on like way, way, way better on like third down conversions and like finishing
Yep.
stuff in the first
Yep.
half. It was like, I was like, we can do this. This is gonna be I thought it was gonna be a much higher scoring game, like Guy had predicted. But I don't know what the heck they just started calling in the second half. And I mean, I've always felt that Chicago is a running team. We ain't never been a passing team.
Agreed.
And I don't think we ever gonna be a passing team. We just need to pass the ball adequately. But we are a running team. We are a running team and a defensive team. That's our game. That's who we've always been. They need to stick to it. They've never invested in amazing quarterbacks. Never. But we don't need an amazing quarterback. We just need an adequate quarterback. And we need a good offensive line, great defense, and run the ball. And good, like that's who we are. Like, do it.
Right. Do it.
Like,
Hey,
stop something we not. This is who we always were.
right, right. Guy, how do you grade the coaching today overall?
Can we give this woman a pass in a pulpit and like a busted organ to play that F sharp and stick the little fan wood in there to make the note stick and walk away and get a drink? Tammy, I could not agree with you more. The problem is you have an identity. The identity is defense. The identity is running the ball. That's just like that guy when you see the dude's boxing and this guy takes a rib shot and the dude stumbles in the back holding his ribs and the guy that hits him, instead of just keep hitting the ribs, now he jabbed him in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's like
right.
You running the ball. That sequence when they were down, like I said, I can't even agree more with the running thing, because in the fourth quarter, they got the penalty. They were 1st and 25. They gave the ball to Montgomery, ripped out 20 plus yards. I mean, Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, and all them can see. I don't care what play you run, it's got to be a running play. You eat up clock, you kind of gas the defense, and now you got them anticipating the run. But if you're anticipating the run and you can't stop it, why stop doing it? So I give the coaches, I give them a C minus as well.
Okay. Jay, what's your did you give your opinion on the coaching today, right?
Yeah, I gave my opinion. Like I said, I give him a C on offense, and I give him a B minus on defense. But the bottom line is, Coach Nagy, come on, man. Don't let it go to your head. That whole BU, call the game that's in front of you and not the game that you want to call.
Right, right. So we have about maybe a minute and a half to wrap this up. The final question is, what do we need to do to improve against the Falcons next week? They ended up losing this game that they have been winning. They ended up losing 40-39.
Heartbreak.
Yeah. Well, what do you think we need to do to improve, Tammy?
Consistency. Like that's just. I mean, Atlanta should be an easy win because they like in the toilet. I mean, like they're just like, people in Atlanta are like, anybody know how to lose a game? It's the Atlanta Falcons. So we should win. Like it should be a gimme. But the Bears have to go in. They have to be consistent. And like, even when you're up, just put your foot on their neck and just like drive it home. Don't give them an opportunity to stick around. Like, finish them. Like Mortal Kombat.
Right. Finish them. What about you, Jay?
When you get a wounded dog, you keep them wounded. This loss they had to the Cowboys today is a heartbreaker. And if anybody plays sports, no, losing a game like this can be detrimental. So you go into Atlanta and you keep your foot on their neck.
Yeah, great point. Great point. What about you, guys? You got the last word on what they need to do.
Straight up, smash my football. First of all, in the Bible in first Psalms of football, run the ball. Run the ball and run the ball. On defense, you know what I would do with one of their guys when they run, catch him, get like a quick penalty, take one of them and slam him to the turf. And once you start neutralizing, once you start playing that black and blue defense and offense, take
Let
them
them
out
know
the
you got to
game,
play.
force your boy Ryan. Yep, force Ryan to pass the ball. And now we got the rushes, but I really do believe that we got to run the ball. And there it is.
Okay. Hey, what I see is take the words out of Lovey Smith's mouth. We get off the bus running.
Get off the bus running.
That's what the Bears need to
The
do
bus
next
running.
week. Get off the bus running. You know what? They need to have about 30 carries. Mitch needs to be around 35 attempts at tops. At tops. If you could get Mitch somewhere around 30 attempts and you get about 25 to 30 carries, that's what you should be doing. Play some smash mouth football and grind that time out. You don't need a pretty win, but you need a convincing win. You know, so tune into us next week for Bears Banter. Enjoy your evening, and thank you for tuning in.